Okay, so as you can see right here, I've scrolled all the way. I've traced all the way out to negative 235, and it's still just at 0.004. So what I'm thinking is that it is an asymptote at 0. So I'm way out here at negative 400, 500, and it's still just down to, so I'm thinking that I do have asymptotic behavior right there. So a real quick fix is to go to window and go back to standard. Okay, so on this side, I have asymptotic behavior. On the top, it's approaching 0, and I bet what's happening on this side, it's crossing and then it's approaching 0 from the bottom. Okay, so it does cross, as we know it sometimes does. Horizontal asymptotes can be crossed in the middle of the function, but it's still going to have asymptotic behavior on the end. It's probably just approaching it from the bottom. It's going to get negative. And let me see. We can do that again. Let's do menu. Let's trace. And let's trace. Okay, so it's telling me at 0 it's undefined. So here we know it crosses, it gets negative. But if you'll pay attention, it's negative, but it's getting closer and closer to 0 from the bottom. So it does have an asymptote at y equals 0. It does have asymptotic behavior as it approaches 0 on both sides. It's just that on this side it's approaching from the bottom, and on this side it's approaching from the top. Okay, so we now know that. So window standard. Okay, so we have everything that we need. Where is this graph right here greater than this graph right here? Okay, greater than 0. Where is the black greater than the pink? Well, it's greater. Remember, we traced all the way out. It never crosses that. So it's all of this. Okay, so what does that mean? That means it's all the way, it's starting at negative infinity, and it's going all the way up to that asymptote, which is at 2. I'm sorry, negative 2. There's that asymptote right there. Okay, so it's above that x-axis. I mean, all of that graph is above the x-axis, okay? And then on the other side, it's all below, okay? So we have to skip that asymptote. We can skip all of the stuff that's between the two asymptotes. We got to jump over to the other asymptote, which is at 0. So it starts back up on the other side, and it goes all the way to 2. We don't have a bar underneath it, so we shouldn't have any brackets at all. So this right here is the part of my graph that is above the x-axis. Okay, so those two curves are what I wrote down. If you need that to be in inequality notation, we're talking about all the numbers that are less than negative 2 and all the numbers between 0 and 2. So that would be how you would write it in inequality notation. Okay, so, and again, we could, it doesn't have to be 0. It could be any other number. So some number up here, and then you would just answer the part that's either above or below that line. Could be a part down here, anything that's above or below that line. So it doesn't have to be 0. That just happens to be what it is. Okay, please check It's Learning for your assignment. This will most likely need to be done in my classroom because you're going to need a calculator. You can do it on Desmos. I just hate for you to practice doing this on Desmos because Desmos acts a little bit differently than your graphing calculator, but your graphing calculator will be what you're allowed to use on your test. So just be careful and don't not practice doing this on your calculator. Okay. Good luck on your assignment.